Okay, hello YouTube subscribers or Autism vlogger followers. Today, as you can see, you're kind of looking at my whiteboard here. Just something new I bought. But today I want to show you something very interesting. And that is, even though I'm autistic, even though I brought up the fact that I can talk to roads, I carry around maps, I want to show you not how to read this type of map, which I'll show you it here in a sec, but I want to show you how to read these type of maps that are found in an atlas that's no longer in existence. So I kind of drew a crude drawing of it, kind of, especially like down in here, is what I mainly kind of drew a crude drawing of. I want to show you how to read it. But first I want to show you this map here. You'll sometimes see these type of maps. I mean, they're helpful in a pinch, but these are the ones in road atlases and stuff that get into bigger detail. This is just a map of the West Virginia Turnpike, or the crude drawing that I happen to draw. So that kind of gives you an idea what we're working with here, what we'll be talking about. I just thought it'd be cool to give you some specs, the average Joe's specs of how to read a map. Okay, so when you get a map, it's gonna look like this. You're gonna see all these different colored lines, different cities. It's gonna have an index. Usually it has a key too. Like for example, key will usually look something like this. Let's see. I forgot to add my key. And this will tell you what these roads are. Interstate, and then you'll have like a red road. Like this. Sometimes I'm erased for some reason. And sometimes you'll even have like this green line in the key. So I didn't make my key big enough. But it'll be this green line with a highway shield. This would be a toll road, which I didn't bother drawing that on my map, even though between Charleston and Princeton is the West Virginia Turnpike, as you saw in that map. But that's kind of what a map. This is kind of what a map will look like. This will be your state routes. These blue things with sometimes they're lines, and they have like little white boxes, which these are usually called exits. These are exits off the interstate highway. These things. You'll sometimes have that in there. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to basically read a map, the coordinates of one. So let's say, for example, you wanted to know how to get, you are in Charleston. Well, actually, we'll do the furthest point. You're in Cross Lanes, which is right here, which is A1. As you can see, that's A1. And let's say you want to know how to get to clear down to here, which is Princeton. And you want to know the exact coordinates, so that way you know the routes or route that you need to take. So you know you're in Cross Lanes, you know you got to get to Princeton. So you go over here to your index. Cross Lanes is at A1. So you're approximately right here. You usually, the map will have letters on the side and numbers across. Sometimes it's vice versa. Sometimes it has letters going this way, numbers this way. So you take your A, which is right here, you go over 1, and you go down, and there's cross lanes, okay? So A1 is cross lanes. So that's how you basically more or less read the map. Let's say you want to go to Princeton, but you got to look for Princeton, which is F4 on the map first. So here's your letter F. You want to go over 4 spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Though actually, I do apologize. Princeton is actually at F3. It's kind of in a hurry when I made this map. But what you want to do is you found your F, which tells you what letter on the map to look at. And you want to go over 1, 2, 3. And right here in F4, F3 is Princeton. Okay, so now that you found those 2 cities, you can follow whatever route starts in cross lanes, which this route technically would be I-64. And you're going to follow I-64 into Charleston, which Charleston, as you can see, is approximately at A2, A3, but right there's the point for Charleston. So go circle Charleston. So you followed I-64 into Charleston. There's no routes kind of going directly towards Princeton. You kept going west or east, which that's how you're going so far. So you want to go down south. So you keep going down south past Beckley, which Beckley is at C3. And you keep following. And you see this road, which this is I-64, going east. You want to take a look at it. You can follow the coordinate, the route itself. You don't have to pay attention to the coordinates, but you can follow the route and see that there's no sign of Princeton. So you don't want to take that route. So you want to keep going south, which this would then be I-77. So you want to keep going south. There's Gent. And right here, where you circled, you're at F3, and you made it to your destination, which is Princeton. Which, if this kind of confused you, let's kind of go back to the old school math basics. You got your X and your Y. Your X is your numbers like A, B, C, D. And your Y is 1, 2, 3, 4. And basically, put some random dots here. Basically on this graph, this dot, if you come over here, 2 spaces over, go 2 spaces over because the dot's at number 2, and you go up 1, you miss the D, so it'd be C2. Or over here, you go 4 spaces over, this dot would be at D4. See how a map is? Basically, a map is more or less an XY grid, except it also has like it's also like a square. It has the x-axis, it has the y-axis this way, and the x-axis that way, constantly. You know, it's like a square, more or less. But that's more or less how you read a map. An index gives you the coordinates, like C2. So basically, you're looking for C2, you come over here, come over to the C, come up to the C, and go over 2 spaces, and there's whatever you're looking for. So basically, that's more or less how to read a map. Like I said, these red things have your highways. If you want to know the city, that's how you read it. But like I said, if you're trying to get from this point to this point, you can follow the route, which would be in the key that you want to follow. which I hope that this demonstration of my maps and stuff didn't really confuse you. As you can see on this guy here, he kind of screwed up, but you can see that on this side he has lettering, and like down here across, like if he was a normal non-tore up map, as you can see, he would have numbering. That's how you basically read a map. And as you can see on this map, it goes into more detail. You can see all the towns and everything. And then this map is a specific map. This map is just a map of the West Virginia Turnpike, which again would be this road right there, this blue route, which again, sometimes on maps, as you can see here, as you can see, it's green. So sometimes on maps, toll roads like the West Virginia Turnpike will be green. And sometimes you can stop at truck stops, a turnpike's office, a DOH office. You get an individual map, which basically shows you the turnpike, more or less, and how the turnpike operates with things. See that? It gives you like all the plazas and if you want a more precise breakdown of the specific route. They sometimes make maps specifically for that. But this is like an atlas map. This is a more specific map. But, you know, I kind of hope this all makes sense to y'all. And you all kind of enjoyed this autism demo of me showing you how to read a map. So remember to like, subscribe, and comment. If you have any questions, put it in the comments below. And stay tuned for my next vlog. See y'all later.